Welcome back to the Plant Farm at Smoky Point's video blog. Today we're going to talk about making a hanging basket. We are known for our hanging baskets here at the plant farm. We grow thousands of them every year, and part of our display on the freeway is our big color spots all summer long, and it sure brings a lot of folks into the plant farm. So today we thought we'd share with you some ideas for hanging baskets, and we have all the starts in that you can use now on the early baskets for color. Today I chose some of the new plants we brought in. For instance, this is known as black velvet petunia. Can you believe that? A black petunia. And I'm going to pair that up with a nice double wave red petunia. Now we use a lot of the different wave types or the super petunias for our display, and in this case these two colors are going to mingle and trail over. I thought I might put 4 of those each in, but I always put too many in if I start doing that, so I think I'll put 1 of each in, and I'll do that right now. And we did start out with a good quality potting soil.
And what is in that potting soil, Mary?
What's in this potting soil is good drainage material. It's got pumice stone, it's got some peat moss, it's also got water retention ability, it's got some of the core coconut fiber, the core fiber, and it also has a little bit of a fertilizer charge. Now we're going to need to fertilize them more than just that, but it gets them off to the right start. And our potting soil that you're going to use for that is called Mary's Special Blend. It just happens to be called Mary's Special Blend. So I'm going to put in 1 of the black velvet petunias and 1 of the red wave petunias, the double red wave. And those are going in the center because they're going to get the largest of anything. And with those colors, it's fun to use some of the plants that will bring up some of the colors in the other flowers. For instance, there's a red center in this little calibrachoa. They also call these million bells. So we're going to use this one. It's called Apricot Punch. Real nice color. And what Kirsten and I did to pull together these plants is we walked the hanging basket tables. Why don't you show them what they look like there, Kirsten? We've got hanging basket tables with lots of plant material to pick from this time of the year. And we also have the tables set up so you can do the planting and make the mess here. So go ahead and come on back. And we're going to go ahead and put in this Apricot Punch. And I'm going to put that one on the side here. I want it to fill in this space. And I'm also going to put in some white Bacopa. Now this has been on the market for a few years now, and the white Bacopa actually will last through a frost fairly nicely. This one I'm going to put opposite my red and orange yellowish colored million bells here.
Does it matter how they're spaced in the basket?
You know, nature spaces things on its own. These plants are going to grow and fill in. I have in my imagination that this one's going to fill in this space, my white one's going to fill on here. And I can do some pinching. That means cutting back some of the growth because I want them to branch out more. Now, a real cool thing to do is break up some of the flowers with some foliage. And this plant I've got right here is called Lamium, Golden Anniversary. And it's going to be spilling over this side of my pot. And sometimes I'll even tip the plants to start spilling on automatically. And then on the other side, I'm going to put some real nice textured foliage. We've got a forklift starting in the background, but this is a plant farm, so we're going to get through this. This beautiful thing is also going to flower this gold color, and that's going to go on this other side.
Now these are all sun lovers, aren't they?
You know, they are all sun lovers, Kirsten. That's a really good point. If you've got a shadier spot in your garden, then you're going to want to use plants that can handle more shade. But these plants can handle sun to part shade. Now I'm just going to fill in with potting soil the rest of the way, and I do leave a little gap at the top, maybe about that much down from the top for soil, so that when I water, I've got a little reservoir to catch that. Now, the most important thing besides a good potting soil, a big enough pot that you can grow a nice hanging basket, is to also use good quality potting soil, or fertilizer. And this particular fertilizer is probably the best you can use for flowering baskets here in the Pacific Northwest because we're a maritime climate. This has a better formula for making the flowering annuals bloom all summer long. And this is what we use on our displays. So there you go. Start with a big pot, good potting soil, good quality plants. Feed them every other watering with a good fertilizer for your maritime climate. And you're going to have some dynamic flowering baskets that you can be proud to show off in your neighborhood. Thanks for joining us at the Plant Farm video blog.
And thanks for sharing.